All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Obviously, they do everything big here in Dallas, and the introduction of the Cowboys, no exception. They're set for football in Big D as their guys will do battle with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. On 1st and 10, it's Lynch. And he finds his target, Terrence Williams. And he's brought down after a good gain. 23 yards on the play. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
Brandon, I think we can see early on they're making a concerted effort to get him the football. So to me, that means they like the matchup that they have. They feel like he's better than the guys that are covering him.
2 plays, 2 passes. We'll see if they go back to that well. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Green 39! Green 39!
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott, and he stopped immediately there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Leopard! Leopard! Gun! 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 Gun!
Now it's Lynch. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. A.J. Bouye with a pick. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. The open man is Westbrook. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And the catch made here by Marquise Lee. They give him a gain of 38.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
Here we go.
There's Leonard Fournette, 1,000-yard rusher from a year ago, and able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017, and I think you can't let him run wild here.
What do you think, 100 yards, the measuring stick?
Always. That is the threshold. You want to keep him under that if you want to play good defense.
Tight end right. Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. The false start hurts him there a bit. Backs him up to 2nd and 9. After the penalty, it's Fournette. Pulls over it. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. 3rd and 11. And some extra depth in the secondary here. They're in the dime. Now back to throw. Forced out to his left. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off Byron Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one. And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they gave up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
The first down carry by Elliott. He'll have another first down and more. He's at the 50. And he'll be taken down at the 26. A big run that time by Elliott. Give him 55 yards on the ground. So he rips off a great run and shows you why this year he's top 10 in rushing in the league.
And looks like he's trying to move up fast on the leaderboard, doesn't he? Top 10, looks like he's running to get into the top 5.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. That's going to be caught. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Cole Beasley, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. To try here for the extra point. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. Spinning away. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told us, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. Out of the backfield, it's T.J. Yeldon. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he's able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
This is Yeldon on the dump off. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and that'll make it 2nd down. Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2. They're looking at a 2nd and short yardage to start things out.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Looking to throw. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Demarcus Lawrence. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. And defensively, a dime look here. 6 DBs on 3rd and 12.
No surprise at all.
Back to throw here. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Cowboys will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And they had to go the length of the field last time out to get into the end zone. And with this starting field position, they're going to have to pretty much do it again.
And I think the thought process going into it is, hey, if you have to be methodical, go ahead and do that. But what you really want are a couple of big plays. Eat up chunks of yardage and cut down the number of times you have to snap the football.
They go play action here on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Again to Elliott. And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs, because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. They'll run it now. This is Charkandrick West. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Calais Campbell on the stop.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Tight end right. Watch tight. Tight end right. Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Out of the gun, Lynch. He hits West underneath. A gain of 7, and they pick up the first.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a Turkey Bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun. All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun.
They'll run it with West. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Detroit! We got 4. Set! 319! 319!
Now West. Oh, he's got a little daylight. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field.
Oh, and now West lost the football. It's out, and the Jags grab it. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's airing it out for Williams. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. A first opportunity in the red zone for the Cowboys. They've got a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line.
Hey, 4 down. Hot! Gun!
On the toss, there goes West. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes him from the 10 down to the 6. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
Watch him now, Barney.
On 3rd down, that's West. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. And forthcoming, a field goal try for the Cowboys. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out come the Jags. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? The turnover, you just noted it on the first drive.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
Here's a carry for a former starter. This is T.J. Yeldon. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Tyrone Crawford in on the tackle. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout.
Detroit! All right, here we go. Blue line. Gun.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Left side complete, Safarian Jenkins. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining.
All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll set up to throw. And he's got Moncrief. A very solid gain of 27.
27-yard gain on the play.
Gun. Back 99, Philly, here we go. Gun. All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Green 39.
Back to throw now on first down. Completes it to Lee. A gain of 39 that time.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit them, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And this Fournette territory here, and he's alone in the backfield on 2nd and goal. They'll drop the throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Dante Moncrief, his second touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars have cut it back within a score. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And an alley to run. Space to maneuver at the 40. And he'll take it to the 43-yard line. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Lynch now, work to do, certainly after that sack. This is 3rd and long. Here's Lynch, eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Out come the Jaguars now as he'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. Give him 9 yards on the carry there. A good run. And now 2nd and goal. And this Fournette territory here. And he's alone in the backfield on 2nd and goal. Back to throw. And he can't corral it. Maybe a big missed opportunity there defensively in the end zone. And now 3rd down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Nothing doing on that one. It'll be 4th down.
How about the fellas with the stars on the side of their helmets rising up on defense? We always hear about the Cowboys' rushing offense. Their rush defense is pretty good as well, I think, because they're so cohesive. Defensive line, linebackers really work well together.
Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he's watching that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. From the shotgun, it's Lynch. A dump off to Elliott. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll make it 2nd and 10.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
No, check, Patriot! Patriot! Set! 3-19! Philly, here we go! 3-19!
On 2nd down, Elliott. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Pretty shifty footwork, but didn't buy him much. Dante Fowler in on the stop.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Check 26, check 26. Check 31, check 31. Gun!
On 3rd down, Lynch. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the three-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
No,
Super toe.
Patriot!
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
Watch him now, Barney!
They keep it with Fournette on first down. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Barney! All right, now, lucky 56! Lucky 56! Detroit!
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a quarterback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked it.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
Now Elliott. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a game. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well.
Watch it now, Barney. All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Lynch now throwing on 3rd. And that's caught by Beasley. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Watch it now, Barney. He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up.
10th carry now for Elliott. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. 2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Back now here on EA Sports. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
We got 4.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's going to get the 1st down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10.
4 down.
They go play action with Lynch. He's got his man on the crossing route. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. Lynch now 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10.
Lucky 56.
They'll try to sweep with Elliott. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Now it's Lynch. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, it's Lynch. Escaping the pressure right. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Appeared to me he was just trying to find an open receiver and got forced out to his right. Had to come off of a guy downfield and try to hit his back.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this one will not work out. It is incomplete. Pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work.
Congratulations to the person seated in Section 3, row 37, seat 10. You have just won new gaming console of your choice. Please stop by the souvenir shop on the lower level at the conclusion of the game to pick up your prize. And don't forget to bring your ticket.
Now Doug Marrone, with a play clock almost out, says, let's take a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. They begin with a run by Fournette. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Jeff Heath, the one to bring him down. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
And his throw here's incomplete. Sean Lee, the linebacker, able to get a hand in coverage.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
The Jaguars on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90. Over.
They're going to look to throw. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. Now Austin. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
Watch him now, Barney. Now let's go. 3-19.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right. 4 down. Alert. Check 43.
On 2nd down, here's Lynch. Dancing to his left. And he's got some space. Lynch fighting. He fumbles. He lost the football. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch him. And guess what? They turned the ball over. Yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
No. Check. Patriot. Gun.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jeff Heath. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the 4th quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
Hey, we got 4.
They start on the ground with Elliott, pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Leopard! Detroit!
Again, it's Elliott. He finds some open field here. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
Here's Webb. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Your trip is here, baby. Your trip is here.
Hot!
Mike's both.
Hot!
Now flags fly in, and one of the Cowboys looked like he got going a little early. And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Here we go now. Detroit! Blue 90! Hot!
After the penalty, it's Elliott. Oh, nice spin.
Oh, that brought back bad memories.
That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys have broken the tie.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking, there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now, on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme cup?
He's got a man complete. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. A big 3rd down play there for the Jags. 54 yards.
Detroit! Detroit! No. Check. Patriot! Detroit! Gun!
He's back to throw. This is Yeldon on the dump off. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Back to throw. He'll buy some time right. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a 1st down.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the 1st down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the 4th quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
After the incomplete pass here now is 2nd and 10.
Lucky 56. Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gun. Detroit. Watch him now, Barney. Detroit. Gun.
They'll look to throw. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. And if you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback and then make sure you blanket the field.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw. Flush to his right. This is caught. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. Now on 4th and inches, they're going to want to talk this over. We get a timeout as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Leopard!
Hey, boys, got 4 down.
Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. So they'll trudge off the field with a bitter taste in their mouths after that failed fourth down conversion.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of analysis there on the sidelines. Was it the right call? Was it against the right defense? Should they have even gone for it at all? Will that change what they do going forward in this game? A lot of questions to be answered by them. The defense doesn't really care. They're like, bring it on again. We'll stop you the next time, too.
The Cowboys on their way to victory as they take a knee. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and